What's up everybody, my name's Krizu, and I'm joined by RPG Norman
Hey there.
and Josh.com, who's silent, can't talk, and Memes, who's also silent. Anyway, today I'm going to be releasing this cannon. It's a 240, yeah he can't, he's too loud. It's a 240 floating barrel. Um, if you guys don't know what a floating barrel is, basically you have like a certain amount of blocks, and you can pick whichever block you want to fire on. Reason we're releasing this is because, well, it's mine and Norman's design. It's a pretty good design, and we've been out raiding with it, and people have downloaded it and stuff, and we just thought might as well, release it. People have already got it. Yeah, it's nothing too special, but the way we designed it, it can float really wide. So right now, all you're gonna need really is gonna be a 7 wide, but over here, just to prove that it works, here's a 20 wide. Let me fire this. Bit of lag or something. Never mind, maybe it doesn't work. What the fuck? Oh shit, it was laggy. Okay, never mind. Yep, as you can see, it works like 20. Yeah, rip one shot MC. And I haven't tested it too much, but it can probably shoot even wider than this. So over here's the 7 wide. Let me just shoot this for you. Copy the sand. It uses a 1 tick RC, so that's pretty nice. You don't have to keep replacing cobwebs. Oh my. Yep. Makes a pretty decent sized hole. About 35, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 36, 35, 34. Yeah. So let me just show you firing through all these walls. I got some slabs set up down here, 10 slabs. It will probably slab bust even more, but just set up 10. Yep. So I'm just gonna speed this bit up. Cool, so we're through all these walls here. So floating barrels, like I said, you can pick whichever block in the barrel you want to shoot on. So if you want to do that, if you see here we have the rest of the wall, so I want to completely destroy this wall, I'll probably shoot on this block or this block. So if I want to shoot on this block, I come into my barrel, yep, like Norman's done. So this is the block I want to shoot on. I place, some sort of block here, one block to the side. So now the TNT and sand and stuff is going to come here, and it's going to come and shoot here. So let me show you firing through the walls like this. Cool, so as you can see, by changing, putting blocks in our guider like this, we can choose which block we want to shoot on. I'll get into how that works a bit later in this video. Okay, so why would a floating barrel be useful? On Cosmic PvP especially, people like to have these types of regions. These are commonly known as mine chat regions, and when you offset them, they're especially hard to raid. So imagine this obby wall over here is the start to our base, right? Here is our mine chat. These double pillars aren't sources, so you can't regen bust them. You can only regen bust where there is water and a lava source right next to each other, right? So the point is, we have this here. This is the only block. These single pillars here are the only pillars we can regen bust. So if we're trying to regen bust here, as you can see, this is going to regen here because of this lava source, but we can't regen bust this because this flowing lava is here. So imagine we're cannoning without a floating barrel. We come in here because we want to regen bust right there to get into the base. If we break this block here, it's just going to regen. So what we have to do, we have to break this regen here and then break that regen. And of course, you can obviously see we have to change which block we're shooting on. So yeah, that's why floating barrels are useful, especially on Cosmic PvP. Okay, so now some of you may be wondering how this is working, especially those of you who are here to maybe learn how to make your own floating barrel. There are many ways to do it, but like the main way I've done it here is, this is your main power, right? This booster is going to shoot the main power into this block, but we have a little booster here, which is going to shoot your power into this block. You can see here is your slab bust, which is going to fall down onto this ladder. And this piston is going to push it to this side. So let me get some TNT for a second. Here is our power here. Here is our slab bust. And here is our hammer, sandstone. Let me get some sandstone. And our sand is going to come here through this sand compression. It's going to be here. So as you can see, this power is offset from the slab bust, the sand, and the hammer. So what if you guys are familiar with triangles, there is in Minecraft things are calculated, like the position will be calculated in a triangle. It's kind of hard to explain. I might do a video on it later, but pretty much. So here is our slab bust here. First, in triangle theory, or whatever you want to say, the y value gets calculated. So that is the up and down. And since we're facing north and south, well, right now we're facing south, the x value will get calculated, so that will make it go as far this way as it can. And then the z value will get calculated, so it will go all the way to the wall. So pretty much the motion of the projectiles, or whatever you want to say, in here will be like this. It will go up, across as far as it can because of this block, and then across all the way to the wall. And yeah, that's pretty much how this works. Yeah. By the way, guys, one thing I forgot to mention is that you can only use this cannon if you're firing either north or south, simply because of the fact how triangles work. I'll probably explain triangles in a different video, but yeah, so you can only use this north or south. Oh yeah, and by the way, the reason why I have these ladders and this trapdoor here, so imagine our normal barrel would be something like this, right? Would have everything here. So this is what like a normal barrel like this would look like. As you can see, actually never mind. Since our power's here, right? It's gonna have, in Minecraft we have something called exposure with our TNT and all that. So since we have like heaps of blocks, especially covering the hammer, when the hammer comes here, it has like a whole bunch of blocks between it and the power. So the reason we set our barrel up like this, let me just put it back. I put a ladder here because it has a high exposure amount, and this too. And I stopped it with a trapdoor here, so that there's a minimal amount of blocks and stuff between the power here and the hammer and stuff over here. Okay, for now the bit we're all interested in is regen busting. So imagine these are our mine chat regions. So we have the lava pillar, double lava pillars here. So we can't regen bust, say this region, without regen busting this region, and we can't regen bust this region without regen busting this one, and you know, it keeps going. So we can only bust the regen on this block. So what we do is we come onto our regen, we look at this block here. This will be the little sticky in bit on the mine chat. We get the x coordinate by going into F3. Here where it says looking at, that's the x coordinate, the first one, which is 2875. So we come into our barrel and we set it up so we're shooting on 2875. So this is 2874. This is 2875 here. So we break this glowstone and place glowstone here. Now what you do, to regen bust, you want to have your sand in. It takes 3 shots on this cannon. So first of all, you want to put this repeater on 2 ticks. And you want to come here and put this one on 2 ticks. So now the hammer is 4 ticks after the main power. You want to come over here and you want to disable, you want to break this redstone here, so we're turning off our one-shot sand. And we want to break this oh, thank you, Norman. Break this redstone here, so we're turning off our scatter. So now we fire. And we just look at the regen. Cool. And as you can see, it is pre-stacked. Now what we want to do is we want to paste. Oh, actually no, you don't need to paste your sand for this cannon because we're using a 1-tick RC. So for these next couple shots, you can just leave it because these pistons here are pushing the reusable cobweb sand in, and it's enough. You don't need to put any more sand in. So what we want to do, we're going to come into our barrel and we want to change our guider. Norman, would you like to show us? So we want to break these 3 blocks here and put a trapdoor, and then we want to put slabs across here. And you want to do it as far wide as you're shooting. So since we're shooting here, we just need to do it here, right? Now what we want to come and do is get our redstone. We want to come here, put a redstone piece here, which will activate our slab bus sand. Then we want to come and turn this repeater back to 3 ticks, and same on the other side. And a cool feature in this cannon is we can place a block here, and what this does is in most regen busters it will just regen bust and it will keep the stack there. Then you have to lower the guider, you have to hybrid it, and you have to do a whole bunch of complicated stuff. Well, not very complicated, but this pretty much saves that extra shot, and it will hybrid the stack in 1 shot. So let me fire. Come and look at the regen. As you can see, it has regen. Oh, why is that cobble? That's interesting. Well, it's regen busted, and the stack has been hybrided. So now what we want to do, people who don't know what they're doing will simply put their guider back and they will hybrid. But the problem with that is if we hybrid this, you can see here it gens a block here, and if we come into our barrel, that is the same height as our hammer, so that's going to clip us. If we, no matter how many times we break this, it's just going to keep genning. So what we want to do, get our obsidian. Oops. We're going to get our obsidian, and we want to keep this guider on, and we want to come and we want to activate our scatter by placing redstone here, and activating our one-shot sand by placing redstone here, and then we want to take off this stack hybrider for the regen bust, because that will muck everything up. So now what it's going to do instead of just hybriding, it's actually going to, let me get some sand, it's going to completely fill this water up and remove all the water in there, and then it's going to hybrid. So now you can see it's dry, right? And we're not going to have that clip. Let me get some water in here. Cool. And I'll just fire like this. As you can see, it is dry, so like we don't have any water in here that's going to clip us. And we've completely busted this regen, which is nice. Now, since we've busted this one, we can now bust this one, and I'll just speed this up for you and do the same thing. Okay guys, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bust these two regens, just to show you, like, so imagine our base is here. We need to get through this regen, but we can't get through this regen without busting this regen, and we can't get through this regen without busting this one, and like we've done here, we've already busted this one, so now we're on to this one. By the way guys, you must have this block removed when you're normally one-shotting or if you're pre-stacking or whatever, because it just marks everything up. Cool, so this one's busted. Now we're on to our last regen until we get into the base. So I'll just speed this up and bust this one. Cool, so as you can see, we're through all 4 regions. Now we can get into our base and we're going to steal all the spawners. Cool, so for any of you who want the cannon, it's going to be on the One Shot MC Schem shop, on my Schem shop. If you do Schem shop view Krizu, it will be there. And I'm also going to put a download link in the description of a schematic if anyone wants it. Yeah, so for any of you who want to make your own floating barrel, I highly recommend this way of doing it, offsetting the power completely from everything, because you can actually float a really long distance with it. As you can see here, I got it at my 20 wide and it works. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to be releasing some more cannons in the future. And yeah, thanks everybody.